guys my biggest back flexibility and strengthening tips, so let's get into it. So before I go completely into what I do to keep my back very flexible and strong as a ballet dancer, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my back and just personally why I do these things. So if you don't know, I have scoliosis, so my spine curves, which does make it very hard to do back things in particular. I've been bracing for over 2.5 years and I have 14,000 hours in the brace, which is crazy. But since the brace is literally plastic and it keeps my back completely straight and so I don't move and it tries to help my curves. I do have a video on that if you guys want to check that out, but just keeping it short, basically it's made my back very stiff and tight, primarily my upper back. So I really had to work on arching just from the upper back, not the lower back. So most of these are for my upper back. I do have hypermobility in my lower back, so I have a really flexible lower back, and then bracing has made it tighter, and I used to have a really bad sway back too. I had all these lower back sway problems, and it's gotten better as I've developed core strength. But also bracing, I don't have, people have a natural arch, you're supposed to have that, a full sway back, but I don't have one, so I also have to work on getting an arch back in my low back, but keeping my upper back straight. I don't know, it's a whole thing, but for me, all these exercises work. I don't know if these will work for everyone, but this is what I've been doing and they've been really helpful. So this video was also requested by someone, so I hope you find this helpful and just everyone watching this video, but let's begin. So the first thing I do, and that usually most people do just to warm up their back, is roll it out with a foam roller. This is the foam roller I use. I used to have the hard one that most people have, but my doctor actually told me to switch to this softer one. This is Yes for All. I just bought this off of Amazon. It's pink. I will link it down below for you guys, but this feels really nice on my back in the morning, so I literally will just take this, put it on my back, and sometimes I'll just sit like this because it feels really good. Especially on my lower back because I have to get the arch back there, and then I will go over my upper back. Oh, my back just popped. But it feels so nice to do this, and you can just go back and forth a few times. You can curl up, or just kind of hang out here. But this is how I start off my back flexibility things. After I use this on my back in the morning, literally this is one of the first things I do when I warm up for class or I'm cooling down after rehearsals. I will go in with a smaller lacrosse ball. I think I just got this in a little set. They unfortunately do not make this anymore. It was from the Flex brand, but you can just order a lacrosse ball off Amazon or something, and it'll be perfect for that. But to get kind of for your upper back, in between your spine and your shoulder blades, this muscle area right here, I use this ball in between, and I'll lay on it and I'll roll back and forth like this, and it hurts a lot, especially if you're sore, but it feels so much better, and my shoulder can just roll into place a lot better. So I'll just lay on my back, putting the ball in between my spine and my shoulder blade, and I'll kind of slowly up top, and then and usually for this, the side that it's on, I'll straighten that leg and then keep the other leg bent to kind of keep this side relaxed, and then I'll move up, and it does not feel great, but it definitely feels a lot better after. And usually when I'm in the middle, here, if you can kind of see where the ball is, I'll take my arm and I'll do port de bras to the side and to first, and this literally it hurts, but it feels so much better after because it feels a lot more open. You can also take it up, but I prefer just to do sided first, so I'll do it, and then I'll move up kind of towards my shoulder and my neck, like here. And because this definitely does get tight because, you know, we're using our necks like when we dance or épalement. So I'll just kind of sit here for a little bit and I'll feel like a little like back and forth. But that's what I do, and I like feel such a difference. Like the shoulder can like connect to the ground better. So I'm gonna repeat it on the other side. And then I'll just do port de bravos. Okay, now that I have rolled out like in between my shoulder blades, my back feels so like open and it feels really nice, especially in the morning like before technique class. So the next thing I do is I take a band. It does not matter what band it is or resistance, it's just like what feels good for you. This is like medium. I don't really know. It actually broke, which was kind of sad, so it's like really short right now. I actually need to get a new one, but yeah. So anyways, I'll just usually sit here and I'll put them as close together. Usually I'll put like basically hands together and I'll go up and I'll try not to like do this. It's really just to stretch like the front of your like pec muscles. So I'll just go like this and I'll go back all the way down, and this also helps with like your shoulder range. And then I'll go like up. You should definitely be careful if your shoulders aren't like flexible. Some modifiers for this is you can simply just have a wider grip on the band and you can just go like this, and it's definitely a lot easier. Or you can even just start by going here to open up your chest, going different levels at a time. But for me, I like to go closer together and I'll do like little half circles, I guess, before class, just to kind of open up my shoulders and stretch like my front pec muscles. So yeah, these are a really good thing to do. Okay, after you've done a few of those, it just depends on you. Usually I do about 5, like going back and forth. I'll use the bar. So if I am, okay, my head's a little cut off, so just ignore that. But I like to do like this twist stretch. So you'll do like a 4th position, like cross your outside leg of the bar in front of a parallel 4th, and then you take both arms and make sure your shoulders aren't like up or anything like that. They're pretty far down. And then just like kind of twist your back. So like this is like it relax, and then twist, and then like stretching like this front part, and it feels really good. You can also get a few back pops in here in the morning. It feels really great. But this is just a nice thing to do with the bar. You can also just stretch like your back of the bar like this, like putting your hands together and stretching it. It's kind of hard to tell, but I just put my hands on the back of the bar and then I stretch my shoulders, and it feels really nice. So those are like good things to do to stretch like the front of your chest, which will definitely help like your arms and your upper back. Yeah, so that's what I like to do with the bar. So I'm gonna come back down to the floor, and these are my wrist weights or ankle weights. Honestly, they're just little weights. They're 1.5 pounds, somewhere in there. I just bought these from Amazon and they're great. I will link them down below. I'll link like everything I use down below. So I do wrap them just around my wrist, just like this. No special way or anything. I just try to make sure they're as even as possible. But these will help strengthen your back, and for like arabesque and extensions and all that fun stuff, you're gonna want a strong back to like hold it there. These are also just good for like your arm muscles to work them out. So what I like to do is I just like to hold first position for like a few counts, and then I'll hold 5th position. Make sure your arms aren't like behind you or anything. This is also a good stretch for your upper back. But make sure they're in front of you, your fingers like and your hands are turned inwards and your shoulders are down and not up. And then 2nd position, making sure your elbows aren't like droopy or anything, making sure they're nice and round, and again, like in front of you, not like behind you, because that'll just build bad muscle memory and your balance, like you can balance easier if your arms are like more in front of you. And then I'll just go first, fifth, second, first, fifth, second, like a bunch of times. I'll do 10 in that direction, then I'll do 10 like reversing it, trying to like think about all those corrections. And then after I've done that, a good stretch to do after is I'll literally just stand, like clasp my fingers together and stretch my shoulders. Some people can touch the ground. I cannot do that, but this feels really good. That is a great way to work on your back strength as well as like your arm strength. I started doing this to make sure, it's like a bar, I kind of be like this, so to like really strengthen everything. And I just really use this bar and I do these exercises with them. And it's been really helpful, so I definitely recommend. Now I'm gonna move on to like more stretches for it that you can do to help your flexibility as well. So my favorite back stretch to do is like a bridge, but if you are not there yet to making it to a bridge, here's like a modification you can do. You just take like a little inflatable ball and you can put it under your back, kind of arch like this, just push up a little bit, or you can just simply stretch it like this with your arms like out to the side. This is a really good like chest opener. But as a dancer, I love doing bridges. They're fun. So it doesn't matter how you get into it. Usually I just put like a hand like this and twist. And then this is a good back stretch. You can also go on your elbows like this. This is a more advanced option. And then that feels really good in the morning. Just kind of open out and stretch my back, and it feels nice. A counter like stretch you can do is like grab your toes and just kind of curl your back, and this will like stretch it the opposite way. And this feels so nice in the morning too. Just like simply doing this like stretches out your low back and it feels really nice. So now I'm moving on to like splits and needles. So here's my split. I don't really know like modifications for it. I mean, I guess you could put like pillows underneath if you're not fully down in a split. But I usually like to do over splits in the mornings, but for this, I'm just gonna do a regular floor split. So we're gonna try to square off your shoulders, which is hard, and then put your hands out to the side, and then arch back, like this. And if you can, hold it, and then try to like grab with your opposite arm, like if I'm doing a right split with my right hand, like this. That hurts. And then we want to hold it and then repeat on the other side. And this will kind of open up your back. I also like to twist and pop it. Did you guys hear that? Oh, felt so good. Do the same thing, square off your shoulders and then arch back. And after you hold that for a little bit, then you can repeat it if you need. Do whatever feels good for you. But then I like to do like scorpions and needles. Here is a scorpion. As a dancer, I prefer to do it turned out, especially because that's the attitude line you usually would do. So since actually the next part of this is standing, I'm gonna shift my camera a little bit. Like how nice the lighting is right now. It's like so pretty with the sunshine coming in. But anyway, so y'all can see more of me a little better since I'm not gonna be going back to the floor. But for scorpions and needles, I'm gonna, if I'm standing on my left, not my left leg, my right leg, I'm doing like the right split. I'm gonna make sure it's like turned out. I'm gonna put my left hand on the bar, and then I'm gonna grab my left foot with my right hand, and then I'm gonna pull it up like this. And this is a scorpion because it's a bent top leg, and it just feels really nice to stretch my back. You can also turn it in. I'm a lot more flexible when it's turned out, not turned in, but you do whatever works best for you. And then it also stretches like the front of your like shoulder and arm. That's really nice. So again, if I'm doing the other side, I'm standing on my left leg, right arm on the bar, left leg grabbing my left arm grabbing my right leg, and then I just pull it like this, and it feels so nice. And yeah, that's about it. And then you hold it until you feel good. But those are scorpions. Now it's needle time. So for needles, I turn in my bottom leg, and I really only have my needle on my right side because it's like a full standing split, and then you're like arched back in it. So I grab my left leg with my right arm, and then it's kind of turned in, and then I'll turn it out, and then I have to use both hands. I actually have to concentrate to like do this. So hold on. I'm gonna do the other side, but that's what a needle looks like. That's what you should work your way up to. But those are just things I do that I really like for my back flexibility. Actually, I forgot another crucial part that I do literally every single morning. I don't know how I forgot this, but I take my weights again and I wrap them around my ankles, like so, and then I will work on my arabesque and attitude with them, so it adds like extra weight, so like I can almost feel it better, if that makes sense. I don't really know if it does, but so I'll first start with attitude. So I'm gonna face like the corner of my room, so it's not like completely to the side, but I'll just start with like passes, going to attitude, and then back to passe. And this strengthens like your back, your bottom, like it strengthens everything. Just making sure all of your alignment's right. That's what I like to do for attitudes. I do about 10 on like one side, and then I'll switch sides, and then I'll do the other. But especially with like scoliosis, my attitudes and arabesque feel completely different. Like this one turns out like flat, but it doesn't go as high, and then this one like doesn't turn out as flat, but like it can go a lot higher. So it's just interesting like to see those kinds of things. And then for arabesque, I just kind of go into my arabesque position, and I like to hold it like this with proper alignment for like 10 seconds. And then I'll do it on the other side, just like this. That is what I do for my arabesque with my ankle weights. So that was my back strengthening / like stretching routine. That's what I do every single day, and it keeps my back strong and healthy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found this helpful. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and follow me on Instagram. Bye guys.